Good morning. This is the little camp spot we found last night.
And I'm staying in bed. Whoa.
The sun's just reaching us now. It's very, very late already. It's 8 a.m. But we decided this morning to just basically wait until we dried out, because with all that slip sliding yesterday and falling as we came down this path, all our hiking gear is pretty damp. The sun's just reached us now, so we're going to give it half an hour to just see whether we can't dry things out a little bit, because it is chilly. It's a chilly morning. There's the Express up there somewhere. We haven't come down that far yet, but all of today is descending further, gently. Oops, there goes the plants. So we're just going to take it on the chin that yes, the snow will get soft again. At the moment it's rock hard. But after that long and really, for us, very, very difficult descent, we're not feeling pushing a mile stay, so we're just going to take it easy. Brian's going to see whether he can put some string on his micro spikes. We have a bit of string left over. He's going to try and tie it together and see whether he can make them work, because I mean, there's nowhere to end eventually, so we're hoping. I mean, we're going to drop, if we walk long enough, we're going to drop to 7,000 foot, so you'd think that eventually the snow would stop. We already reached an area, as you can see, where there's intermittent actual ground. We're not on the trail, even though we thought this might be it. Apparently the trail's a bit further down from us, but who knows where. But we're pointing the right direction, so that'll have to do. And Mr. Mooney Pants is not coming out of the tent.
Don't judge the rubber. That's sort of just holding the rubber together, but it's tied to both of these claps. Yes. So hopefully it's,
there we go.
It's not fucking. It looks a bit John Wayne.
We have an engineering fix to this. I mean, they need replacing, but hopefully this will get us out of the snow here. And then we can take a rain check or a snow check.
Rain check.
It's 10:15 and we're off. Yes, I know. Incredibly late start. And it means we only have about 2 hours before the snow becomes horrible. But that was a risk we were happy to take today. We just needed everything to be dry before we put it on. We still don't know where the trail is. We seem to be sort of on it. Anybody's guess. We have reached the shores of Fontaineville Lake, and there is some visible path, which is a blessing really, because I saw on the map that we're skirting this lake very, very closely, and in these conditions I would not want to have to guess where the shoreline of a lake is, but this is quite simple. We like simple. We're simple people. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the water, even where there's no snow, it's still frozen. There's a layer of ice on everything. What a sight. Glad we're crossing this thing there on a snow bridge by the look of things. Could do without that excitement this morning. The shores of Middle Velma Lake? Middle, I think it is. We shouldn't be here. The trail is somewhere up there. We don't know. We have not had a good time following the trail because it's covered in snow. And Gatux was being a bitch, but we've just met another hiker who's using HikerBot, and he had the exact same problems as we had with that. So there might be something in this area that just makes it completely impossible for satellites to find a lock on, because basically every time we checked it was like, oh, you're left of the trail, okay. oh, you're right off the trail. Oh, you're left off the trail again. And Brian, at one point, he sat down and just kept pressing the refresh button. And while we were standing still, Gatwick's put us at 6 different locations. And it's like, we're screwed. So we resorted to old-fashioned compass, which got us to the shore of this lake. As I said, the trail follows this lake. It follows it about 200 feet up. So we're just going to go along the shore until the end of the lake, when the trail kind of curves in, and hoping that we'll find it like that. We had our lunch and coffee. It's been a very frustrating morning, but as I said, the fellow hiker we met, he said he did about 0.3 in 45 minutes, so it's not just us for once. So leaving Middle Velma Lake was interesting. As the outlets or inlet, I don't even know what it was. The side was basically a swamp. We're crossing all sorts of streams and going around ponds that none of which should be there. We then kind of completely lost the trail, followed the stream up, hit the trail again. It was totally snow-free and absolutely light to walk on for 300 foot or so. We took our Micros bikes off, getting all giddy, and now we're back in this. It's just such a shame. You can tell how lovely walking would be here if you could walk. Instead we're doing this every few steps. And of course checking compass readings and all this kind of stuff. We are quite confident we are close to the pass and heading in the right direction, but yeah. Progress being made, 0. We think we found the path again. It's right there. That's as much path as you can hope for. And to celebrate, we're stopping. We were going to go through till 6 today, given that we had a late start, but it's just...
It's 5:30 and...
It's half... Yeah.
And this is a flat, only bit of ground we've seen.
That's not flooded. The problem is everywhere that's flat round here is full of meltwater. So there's a campsite in like 0.3 or something pathetic, an alleged one. But for all we know, that could be underwater or under snow. So we're taking this spot. It's not the flattest spot in the world, but it'll do. And we will know which direction to head in the morning. When we got here pretty well with the compass reading, luckily this is a very straight bit of trail, but it is.
Cookouts has been non-existent.
And streams aren't much to navigate by. Normally they're a really good point when you've got your card and your compass and you go, okay, there's a stream, we must be here. There is streams everywhere. Most of them don't exist normally. Some of them are the paths. It's just... And we're in the forest, of course, so it's kind of difficult to navigate by any means, but yeah, the compass readings have been working all right, haven't they?
Yeah,
We've been pretty much straight on the same line all the while. But as I said, that's just because the PCT in this area is going straight one direction. So it goes straight that direction until we leave the forest. So hopefully then we can actually start to, you know, look at hills and stuff around us and go, oh, that's where we are. We set up from this little niche we'd carved ourselves in the rocks very late, because the day before it just killed us. And then we woke up and it was very, very, very cold. It was really cold. And our clothes were still damp from the night before. And we just thought, you know what, no. Even though we hate slushy snow, we're not gonna push ourselves today. So we just sat around and the sun started to hit our spot and we just kind of sat around, drank coffee and waited for things to dry out.
And margaritas. Or pretend margaritas, it was coffee actually.
Yeah, we just talked about, you know, what we're looking forward to going home again, what we're still looking forward to on the trail. It was just nice. We just had a proper chat for a bit. Talking about friends back home and all that kind of stuff. And then, yeah, that eventually set off, guessing our way through the snow. And it got better than when we reached. We could see the lake for a while, and it wasn't a bad trail around Fontanillis Lake. And did all right past there, and then this happened. this was all snow. All the way from Fontanillis Lake to Middle Velma Lake was snow. And we followed some footsteps that seemed to be going down to upper Velma Lake, which is completely wrong. So we abandoned those, checked with Guthooks, and Guthooks was saying, yeah, go up. So we went up and up and up and up and up, and Guthooks was still saying, yeah, no, you're too far right off the trail. And we kept going up and up and up and up, and in the end we were like up on a mountaintop nearly. It was like no way we were in the right place. So that's when I just started taking the compass out and going by compass readings, because I just thought this is getting stupid. I mean, it just didn't know where we were. At one point we sat down on a rock and we kept hitting the refresh button, and while we were sat still it had us in 6 different places. For every single time we pressed it was like, oh left, oh right, oh up, oh down, oh. Didn't know what the crap it was doing. So we just headed in the direction that we knew we needed to go, because we knew we would eventually hit a lake, and once you hit Middle Velma Lake, you follow the shoreline pretty much along. So that theory worked out quite well. We hit Middle Velma Lake and had lunch, and a fellow hiker met us there who had also had trouble with his device. He said he'd taken 45 minutes to do 0.3 because he had followed those silly footsteps. No, sorry, silly. I'm sure there was a perfectly good reason why that person went down. He probably wasn't a PCT hiker. He probably just was somebody who wanted to fish or something, and we just all followed his footsteps. Not his fault. But he had problems as well. But he doesn't use Guthooks. He uses HikerBot. So we're not sure what's going on. It could be something in the area that interferes with the satellite. I don't know. But anyway, so setting off after lunch. It was an adventure. Leaving Middle Velma Lake, let's put it that way, because again there were like a million little streams and ponds and stuff that shouldn't be there. Everything's just melting. We crossed this official stream at some point and then lost the trail again, because that's what we do, But it wasn't too bad. We were climbing up the hill and eventually regained, I think around about this trail junction we probably regained the PCT. And we made good progress after that, but we'd lost so much time. We'd lost about an hour, if not more, round here, and because of our late start, it was already like pushing 5:30 when we got to 112-ish. So we just decided to, and it's all snow and melt and snow and melt and snow. So every bit of flat ground around here is wet, soaking wet. And we know there's a campsite up here, but in these conditions, that campsite could be anywhere. It could be under snow, it could be underwater, it could be valid. So we just found the first flat spot. First flat spot we could see, and pulled up for the night, because we actually saw the trail again, as we showed you, And so we thought, well, at least we're going to be able to start off with a good, with a good direction in the morning.